I'm wondering about the stamina. I think so. He is a very good climber.
Explain some of the rules for you tonight. So the athletes get 2 minutes per boulder to have a look at the moves. They're allowed to touch the first hold, nothing else, and they're not allowed to pull off the ground. And you can see them studying this first.
You'd be surprised the ability that you can climb, this level you can climb without so much strength if you really fine-tune your method.
Well, they're going to have to get good methods on this. This is boulder number 1, our 3D rendition of it. You can start by coming across that slab and catching a big shoulder move there, a toe hook underneath. A zone hold, that's our first scoring opportunity. The aim of the game is to get to the top of the boulder, indicated there by the top, but the zone is the first scoring opportunity. Now you want to be climbing these boulders, comes out at 19 to try to do just that. Setting himself up here, getting some momentum. Oh, now let's talk about...
Very much so, and the next hold, that big left hand you go to is not good.
So out he goes again, there's the toe hook, you can see he... Starting the swing back and forth, leaps out, catches it, and there is the toe hook locked in. Much better method from Do-Yeon Lee. Up to the zone, wait for that to be awarded. Look at the bottom left of the screen, that box will fill up halfway, and there it is for the zone, and he's on to the final hold. Thumb scrag up top, needs to match it, does so.
Looked happy with that. Very exciting top from Do-Yeon Lee.
Dan, and you watched him in Salt Lake. What a performance from him with that gold medal.
Oh, certainly mind-blowing. And again, so good at so many different styles of climbing. I wouldn't be surprised if he really shows a good performance here today.
That first move proving pounds. The first tries in a boulder, it's as much about settling your nerves down and understanding the kind of boulders you're going to be climbing on. Yoshi Fugata is
to get it in the next attempt in order to get a higher score.
Runs to the left, big jump out, and played with the idea of the toe, because he starts left and right and then does a strange little movement. That's because he has to start where the red line is indicated, and he makes it into the zone this time. Uses the blocked crimp, unlike Do-Yeon Lee. And now thumb into the top. And he needs to work out how to bring that left hand. You have to match the final hold in control.
You need to really pull with that right heel to lock you in. He's struggling to get the tension there on the right-hand side.
And that's what I was talking about. He snatched...
Gets all that chalk and grease off, which climbing is always a game of friction.
Well, Yoshi Fugata knows the sequence now. Bump out to the right. Has he worked out this left hand, though? He needs to bring it in, match the top.
Keep an eye on that right side. That's where he's going to create the tension that's going to lock him in.
Creeps up, holds it. That will be awarded. And he comes down. He will immediately check with the judges, and we're waiting for confirmation of that. He thinks he's done it. As we wait, and that is confirmation from the judges. He's been awarded that top.
He was happy with that.
Onto the stage, you can see from his picture compared to his normal hair, he changes things up a bit. He's a real character on the circuit, and he's going to be relishing this opportunity to show what he's got here tonight.
There we go. We have just seen it. Looking, grabbing with the left hand and able to open up and throw that left toe hook out.
So bumping up, will he ignore the crimp? He does. He's looking at it now, thinking maybe it's a left hand, but I think he's going to ignore it. Oh, see what he's thinking. He's trying to get a left toe.
Wow. Power to spare there. All the other climbers were in such a tense position they couldn't release that
circuit for such a long time. He's one of the most experienced athletes out there.
Definitely one we associate with this dynamic coordination style. And that was a good mid-air. That was very interesting. Sort of floating longer than you think a person should in this movement.
Tomoe Narasaki used to be a gymnast back in the day when he was
more gymnastic with these larger movements, more explosive.
So crosses through with that toe locked in, up to the zone. She makes look way better than it actually is. Left foot in order to bump that left hand. Locks in the heel, and he's on the final hold. Now it's the problem of matching. Doesn't want to snatch at it. Thumb on the black. Matches, and that's not going to count, I don't think. We'll wait, but... So that's the starting position. One red line for each volume.
There we go. He learned that move perfectly. Executed immediately after.
Up to the top with the heel locked in. That's what he has to work with. That's the match. And that is going to be a top for Tomoe Narasaki, doing it at the right time to keep the attempts down. And he slides into second place. Awesome work from Tomoe. He will. He's doing well so far. That left foot back to fulfill the starting requirements. And very quickly spotted.
Really quickly. Whereas if they have that momentum right, as they pull the right handhold, it's going to take a sec before they're far enough to put the toe hook in.
So Meichi established and up. Oh, a little bit of a wobble there as he came into the zone, bumping both hands at once. And this top sequence, we know it can be challenging if you rush it.
Looked very comfortable putting that heel in and bringing the hips up. Definite use of flexibility and solid finish there.
So, 5 out of 6 athletes topping it at the moment, which puts a lot of pressure on Yannick Fluet. And we'll chat about that.
Climbing, whereas Yannick was able to sit and do some maths, essentially.
Yeah, and he'll hear the cheers as well.
One of those very unique moments we get to see someone with so much skill. And there we go again.
Straight in and in touch in terms of attempts. This is the heel we've seen them all do, and he's thinking about maybe going towards that blocked crimp. Straight away ignores it as he stands up.
Fixing that left foot. Needs to find some stability. Is he going for the Maximilian method?
He is, toes in, and an easy match eventually for Yannick. Did what he needed to do.
Yannick looked almost the best, I would say.
Just saw him flashing that boulder. Excellent effort from him. Meichi Narasaki, Yannick Fluet, Tomoe Narasaki, Doyon Lee, and Yoshiyuki Ogata. Well, this is boulder number 2. And one of the most complicated things I think I've ever seen on a climbing wall.
There is an absolute spray of holds all over the wall. Really interesting use of volumes to manipulate the angles the climbers are working with. It seems like maybe overkill, but actually every volume on this wall will affect how the boulder's climbed.
There is the zone hold. An interesting section in the middle. It goes up and then it goes down. And that is the top. And all the right method through it. Doyon Lee chalks up a running start, and then he has to be in a... Once he's on the wall, he's got to start climbing. So this is a tricky start for him. Now he's established. So now the journey begins, and it is a journey. As he looks up above his head to a blocked crimp for accuracy, swings out left, and now he's got to drop down to these. So he generates a bit of momentum and swing.
Wow, that was impressive.
A little flick, got it done. Into the zone. I'll wait for that to be counted. Oh! Jumps out left and then re-catches the zone with the right hand. Blocks with the foot, a drop knee. Big drop knee in order to reach up to the top.
Loses the foot.
We've got this start a little bit more nailed down now. Let's see if he can recreate that again. Look at these flicks, the way he does it. Watch this right hand dropping down. There it is, the right hand in, the left hand catch, and just makes that.
See how he snatched out to get that left toe. That kind of saved him. That was very impressive.
That's the flick again into the zone. Each move looks like he's coming down, but he's somehow holding it together as the minute goes on the clock. This could be his last attempt with energy.
Looking tired on this left arm. Not how he wants to feel, but has he found something? No.
Error, but you can see he's still pumped. So here we go, one more, 15 seconds on the clock. This is going to have to be pure power and speed. It's not going to be enough.
Unfortunately, not quite getting that grip on the right hand. Really interesting method where he grabs it in a guppy.
Ogata, this is the kind of boulder that should suit him. He has a little tendency for the dramatic, so I'm excited to see his way through here. And straight away, hanging off with one finger, one arm there.
Little bit of breakdown in coordination. One part of his body was doing one thing, and the other part, I can pull really hard on this, and it forgot about the rest of the body and what was going on there. And he just pulled his feet off the wall.
So into the crimp and out left, and this is this downwards movement, swinging, kicks off with the legs, catches the right, and then flicks into the left. Great looking move, isn't it?
Very casual there.
Elevator, holding it, open an elevator door, style move there, and then flicked out.
Here we are, Yoshiyuki through the first crux.
So he's coming over to the left. Out he goes. And now he's got one move towards the top, catches it.
Very powerful here, misses the foot.
Long, but it should be enough time. Up he comes into the first press position. Right foot up, reaches to the crimp. And then this kick sequence we watched before, dropping down, way more fluid now from him. Matches into the zone, and then this is the move that's causing him problems. He makes it work. Final section to go. He's got time, 15 seconds. Needs to bring the left in, but falls from high, backwards onto the mat.
You could see the shock in his face. He was ready to pull on again and realized there's no time.
You can hear the buzzer going in the background. Is he a contender for the podium? Not something I would have said before coming into this.
Not something you would have said, and then he went and flashed the first boulder.
And he's straight away established. This is exciting as he comes through, crosses, but misses the crimp.
Just got people grab a hold. Sometimes the strong climber isn't the most precise, and they grab above the hold, they fall back down into it, and that's fine. Whereas if you block the hold, then the strong climber won't be able to get through with that. And they have to be surface area on the volume, making it very high risk to hold on to. And that is what's sort of affecting his struggle here.
Yeah, watch that left arm. It's fully extended as he comes in much better this time, and he's got the right. And now he's doing this big move out left, and this is more Max's territory now. He knows how to approach these boulders, comes out, executes perfectly into the drop down. And now that zone is coming closer. Will Max get into a scoring position? We're waiting for it to be awarded. Flicks out. Oh, bicycling through the air as he jumps up to the top of the leaderboard just with that zone. Now, can he finish it off? A match for Max. One hold away. Sticks the right. Brings the feet up and comes down. The moment where he got that crimp, you could see his whole body language change. It was a style he now enjoys doing. And here he goes again. Kicks back and forth. A huge drop-down swing this time. Massive shoulder strength required for that move. And again, he's into the zone. Watch as he flicks once more, catches it. Max Milne has got energy to burn here as he eyes up the top. Now, watch the feet. He doesn't want to pop. He's close. The left hand comes in. He matches, looks at the audience, hypes them up. Max Milne has topped boulder number 2. Team GB is looking pretty at the top of the leaderboard at the moment.
Very, very much so.
And all the middle bit, well, he's got to figure it out now. Straight into the starting position.
Everyone in the crowd is thinking there's a story behind this boulder, and it's the start is figure-outable, but the end is a bit dramatic. Now let's see, what is Tomoe Narasaki going to make at the end of this boulder?
He looks for the big fling.
Bring them across into the next section.
Crowd getting behind him now with 2 minutes 50 left on the clock. Easy into the block crimp this time. Smooth through this section. Laser guided onto the next holds.
Great retraction there, extended all the way, but stopped the fall.
He eyes up the left, watch his right hand flick and catches. That's still high, 4.5 meters, especially if you're doing moves like this at the top. So Tomoe standing up into the crimp once more. He makes this move look so controlled. And this is the big drop down swing. Out he goes. Getting better and better at that move as he comes into the zone once more. Watch the right hand. As he eyes up the flick. Sticks it this time. And a grunt from Tomoe. Into the right. Watch how high his feet need to go. And the left bobbling, the feet slipping. Get the stadium right now. So, could be slippy in there for the athletes.
Yeah, slightly more difficult conditions than the female finals last night.
Tomoe, a lovely swing once again. Works his feet across, a toe scrubbing down low. Out with the right, now he needs to keep everything tight for this move. Brings the left up right, and a big fall from Tomoe Narasaki.
And so high risk to bring that right toe into this blocked section almost. That's quite far away. I'm trying to reach that. Suddenly you lose that.
To turn, gets the buzzer, and faces the wall. And although he's looked at this, he's had 2 minutes to check this boulder out. He will just get familiar with it once again.
Look at the different method at the start. You're very comfortably able to use his height and reach up to that first crimp, something Maximilian was not able to do.
So this beginning again. So running up and pressing with the left, straight into it. And you're right, the difference in height is very interesting. Max had to get his feet so high in order to make the same move. But this, and the buzzers sound at various intervals to let them know they're running out of it. Right, down climbing through it rather than the jump. Can he pull something special out of the bag here? The crowd get behind him. 10 seconds is not going to be enough, I don't think, but swinging and dropping down. No zone for Mechi, so that he's the first to blink in the competition so far.
Press further away, so those holes are a bit closer between for him, which is harder to compress.
So Yannick, the last athlete out. What can he do with this? See the difference in stretch. He has to get a higher right foot. Much more difficult move for him, but moves through it fairly easily. A lovely method through there. Catches with the right, then pops the left. But this move is all about the power of the flick. He's got to go out with the left and re-catch that zone hold with the right hand. Out he goes, left, right. Holds it, and Yannick is still on for a flash here, but needs to keep it together for this final move. High right foot, drop knee, and goes high up on the volume.
Very high up. Quite a really interesting part of the sport.
So Yannick gets that right foot. Oh, for a second he didn't have that, but decided to push through anyway. This is this lovely method he's using.
So nice and comfortable through there.
So, he had a long rest. Has he got something back? No, he hasn't yet. Calls of Alfgates echo through the stadium as German teammates get behind him as once more he launches across the wall, easy through the drop down. Big left and the right sticking this time. So, has he learned from that first attempt? Goes high and massively dynamic on that.
That was a very different method he wanted to choose. He thought, can I get high enough, jump enough, throw myself all the way over to the left and create that force left?
At the moment, 2 boulders to go and everything can change. Boulder number 3, and this is all about pressing.
All about pressing. I love the start where you step up onto, it's treated like a slab, but it is definitely not a slab. You are on an overhang. You step into these 2 thumb catches, almost simulating not what you would expect in a normal climb, but very hard to do. And then pressing up towards the zone. From this point on, it is all about the shoulder power. We're going to see some shoulders popping out of their body.
He needs 2 limbs on the left volume. 1 down low, and then I think he had a hand down.
He had a hand that was touching both volumes. I guess that is enough to count. We saw Do Hyun Lee on those last attempts on the previous boulder. He looked a bit tired, so potentially he will be a bit more conservative with his energy now.
Palms underneath, that's the dots of friction I was talking about. He's got both of them, but now he needs to go a long way to the right. Gets a foot up. And now he can begin this pressing sequence that we were chatting about.
And this left foot he puts his foot on is exceptionally poor.
Yeah, he's drilling his foot into it, a hole on the volume itself to try to get some friction, but comes off backwards.
That was...
Pushes up with the palm, creeping himself over once more. We thought it might be a thumb scrag move through this, but it's more palms at the moment.
Looks like you can get more force with the palms. Wouldn't be surprised if other athletes choose different methods.
So palms out, flips that palm pointing downwards. Oh, fully backwards, holding the swing somehow.
So much power there. That was incredible to watch.
I'm sure we'll get a replay of that later, because that
now
was
he has
special.
to do another one.
Oh, not working for him though.
The Korean team He is going to go for one more attempt.
He's going to have to move then. Let's see some speed slab climbing. Up he comes again into this sequence we're familiar with now. Pops out with the right, with the left all the time. It's ticking, 15 seconds. Oh, my shoulders ache to watch this move again, but he comes down just rushing a little bit.
It's so difficult to rush through a slab. Every movement must be perfectly precise. Interesting part about this start, the tape is on the 2 different volumes, and although it looks like the one piece on the wall, you actually must have one limb on the left volume and one limb on the right volume.
You can see the split now right between his legs. That separates the volumes. So his right foot is currently on the starting position volume, left on the left position. And now he takes a moment to chalk up before this move. What style is he going to do on it?
Let's see, great job through the start.
Oh,
just a little.
This climbing life. Yogata stands up, palm into the top.
There we see the shoulder muscles coming out.
Oh, that's a handcuff move. We saw this in the women's final. Crossing himself up, but it's so awkward to then get your feet through, but he makes it work.
That is all pressing through the hips to drive across, and
it's like a human flag move, that, isn't it?
I think it's a lot harder.
Yeah. So he now gets to rest, leaning backwards, keeping his arms straight in order to rest properly. That's a better position than arms curved.
Shoulder power round 2.
Oh, it's a disgusting looking move, but he's high up on the wall, one away, and a massive fall. Up he comes again, and the judge is coming on either, I think it's to tell him about the blood in his right elbow, because you're not allowed blood out there, you have to tape it up, and that's what the judge is telling him. So he would have had to have stopped in order to tape it up. That would have meant he had run out of time, so he calls it a day.
You saw him hold on to both his shoulders for a second. I think they've been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he won't have long to go back into the podium. It really is in his court now. 2 tops out of 2 for Max. What can he do on this boulder? Up he presses, right foot back. And from that style that we know how good he is, that jumpy, dynamic style, this is totally different for him. Slow, static movements.
Slow, static movements, but in those harder compression or tension positions, he looked very comfortable in a lot of the other boulders. This athlete definitely has strength to spare.
So Max coming off that first move, just below the first crux.
Look.
Taps with the feet, thumbs engaged, then a palm. Slow into the next palm.
Bit of commitment here into the press. See, he puts his face right in the corner. That is the best body position to hold against the wall.
So he's doing a kind of midway method there. That's the position to be in, but he will know that he's doing well and that it's probably his to lose at this point. And this is where the psychological games start to come in. Can he deal with the pressure?
Almost certainly.
Out again, drops down. Will look to bring his left foot up. Right on the very edge of that volume. And there's a slight line, but he's popped so far. But this could be his first hesitation. Comes out, will look to drop in once more. He's going to try it again, 30 seconds. That left foot, though, is causing him so many problems when he makes this move. And in there, you can see just popping off, spiraling backwards, but gets his right foot up, and almost by accident, he's got into a good position.
Breaking through.
And into the zone. Well, he took advantage of it. Can he finish it off now? 14 seconds to go. Presses backwards, kicks off on the wall, and a roll out. Extra points for the dismount and the zone. I mean, look, I don't think he necessarily meant to get into that position. So Tomoe Narasaki is back on. This final's moving quickly.
Very comfortable through that first section.
Right, let's watch this. We've seen a few different ways. Oh, and look, yeah, he's done the Maxwell. He's looking at it, certainly. Sees the right foot, locks it in. And he easily gets stood up. Right hand on the zone. And now, let's see if someone can unlock the top of this wall. Out with the left, now pressing with that left shoulder. Can't see the top that he's going towards. Comes out, that left foot drilled into the little nub, and he's trying to bring the right foot up into play, but can't quite get it. He's hanging, his shoulders have only got so much in them. Fantastic effort to set these boulders for us here tonight. So he comes through, bumps out, and he'll levitate up once again. Hovers in the air, right foot up into the side pull. He looks so relaxed in this position. Right, now he locks off that left. Keep an eye on his right hand. Oh, but he's popped the foot and then the hand. It's still going on, though. 17 seconds.
He wants it very badly.
But we know the combination of slow moves and a ticking clock. 8 seconds for Tomoe Narasaki. It's not going to be enough time. He comes up. He's just going to jump for it. Why not?
Incredible how he was able to climb the first part of that boulder essentially flawlessly in less than 50.
A zone to bump him up.
And this will be very interesting. Clearly a very different morphology to all the other climbers, but it makes volumes to the left that none of the other climbers have done. In saying that, getting your feet up by your face is going to be very difficult at these heights.
Absolutely, you have to check his flexibility. So Meichi down with the palm. Tries to get the left foot up. Will he use this powerful method of catching it? He has got long legs, but makes it look simple.
Really able to reach up into that press. His height is helping him a lot here.
Yeah, it is, because he managed to go straight into the left press. Tomoe had to jump into it. Oh,
what a save.
Watch that left foot. It's not on a lot. There's a little tiny jib screwed in. Could we see it first time? He's got an elbow into play there. He's trying to reach back far, far behind him, and it is a jug, that final hold, but getting to it is the fight.
What
Immediately back on into that starting position. Palming out, pressing down. Oh, and he attempted that Doyeon Lee move, but only with 3 fingers, if you notice that. Look. Marbles, you can roll off a hold easily, so the athletes want to make sure their feet and shoes are clean. Looks at this starting position. There he goes, the right hand on that volume. Goes for the bump across, and he's going to bring the left palm up just above his head. Creeping through, you can see his core tensing.
Feet just weren't in the happiest position. He did have to bump his foot to the right to get that center of gravity across, but he did figure it out after a second.
So let's see which method he's thinking about here. Left foot up, fairly standard. It's the next part of this climb that can change, and he's going to go statically into it. Catches, swings back, human flag on the wall as he brings the right foot in on the sloper and into the resting position. Good work from Yannick on his first attempt.
There's the shoulder power and touches the zone. He'll have that to a score.
All right, I, for one, cannot envisage this last move, how the athletes are going to get turned around onto the top. Can Yannick show us the way? Oh, huge catch with that shoulders. You're right, he has got the shoulders for it. But the foot pop.
Quite the length, it seemed.
Protection between themselves and the mats, because the mats get filthy with chalk.
Now let's see if he finds some better foot placement this time to bring his weight across. Looking more comfortable for sure now.
Little swing, palm down, and he turns his attention to this left foot. And he's going to look for a little pop. The left foot comes off. He holds the swing. Got to keep concentrating till he gets stood up, though, and he's got a minute on the clock.
Now he'll be getting in the zone. This might be his final fight on this boulder.
Big jump out, much higher this time on that left volume. Brings the left foot, but that left foot is dual text. There's nothing grippy on it. It's a very risky move from Yannick. How is he still standing? Drops in, and now he's going to top out.
That was incredible. The power he used there to just bring his body from the right to the left. That was really mind-blowing. The force
things up. Yannick Floet with that effort jumps into first position. Max Milne.
Absolutely outrageous moves, I would pitch to say. Really, really big first move. So right and left hand in these starting positions, and potentially a bicycle on that black volume, and a massive, massive throw out to that hold on the volume, screwed onto the volume, coming across to the zone. And then as they come up to this section, you can see the hold on the next big volume is not pulling straight down.
Very good. They look like big holds. That right hand, for example, is so shallow. It's so shallow, they've actually chalked up the very back of it. So we'll chat about that if anyone gets there. So left hand this time comes through. So again, locks in the crimp, eyes up the jump. Twisting around and spinning.
Activate the scapula, pull the shoulder in and still have power on the hold.
Up he comes. Oh, that was close. Again with 19 seconds out. And this time he brings his palm back in to stop the swing. Should get a zone out of this as long as he can keep it together. Campuses into the crimp. High right toe. And now this is a huge move. Oh, the bump up right.
Wow, amazing effort there from Do-Yeon Lee. He should be very happy with his performance today.
And can get to 24. 3 golds, 3 silvers, and 3 bronze. That's inconsistent with the medals there. So right hand in the pocket, left on the crimp as per usual, and this jumping process begins. And he was close on that first attempt.
Do it first time, so much more impressive.
Yeah, the flash on this, but he's done it second go. Straight into the crimp. Now it's high toe and his slap to the side pull dish. Up he comes, that's the toe that's hanging in. Gets the right hand, gets the left, matches, and he's going to aim for that jib. At 1 o'clock, he's reaching for it, he hasn't found it. Slightly to the left, oh, and misses it.
High risk, get a top on this boulder if he wants to aim for that third.
On that big yellow ball.
Great press from the right hand to stop that rotation out left.
Up with the right, matches. Incredible move with the toe that high. Looks for the crimp, can he get it? He's reaching for it. He was close that time, it's there.
Build that inertia, have activation in the hand. Finds it this time though.
10 seconds to go. Can we see something special? Oh, we can't. He drops it from the toe, head in his hands on the mat. And that is third place, slipping away from him. But he'll say goodbye. We'll clean the holds up, ready a zone. If he can get a top, he puts the pressure on Yannick.
Yannick has 1 less attempts to top than Maximilian Milne. He is in that slightly better position. Max needs to get up here quick.
Comes out. So, what can he do with his second attempt? Up he comes, went for the left palm first. A massive moment in his career. Flings out, oh, nearly held it then.
There we are.
Forgotten about topping it, he needs the zone, 8 seconds, 7. It could all come down to this. Huge jump for Max, spinning down, and it won't be enough. So Max leaves without the required zone or top that he would have wanted.
Their name in this last section of the finals, so the top here could switch things up.
We're going to see some changes in the leaderboard. There we go, he could get silver. It's potentially there. Up he comes. As we know, these first couple of goes, it's just learning the movement. And he's checking it out there. You can see how that's a good shot because you can see the angle of that wall. I'm not sure of the degrees, but it's right back over his head. Flings himself up. He was deep in that pocket.
blow some of the chalk off that hold.
Catches with the right. The blow obviously worked out onto the crimp. High feet now. Trying to get the hook in. Locks it now. Wait for this move. That right hand will slam upwards into the side pull. Tries to get the left out. Drops back down.
Just better.
It's not a guarantee, that, is it? So often we see climbers do a dynamic movement like that. And when he says goodbye, that's the end of his competition. Yeah, so often we see a climber do a move, lock it into their muscle memory, then do it repeatedly. That jump. He's right down at the bottom at the moment, so he might as well just launch his way up this, have a lot of fun. A good start with that left hand.
Very good start. Looking.
So, 2.5 minutes on the clock, which means now's the time to start committing. And brings that left through and spins back.
Great spin. Just going with the momentum, refusing to let it pull him off.
He had such an awkward left hand, he had to flick over. Volume down low. Hasn't got a lot of grip on it.
Great spin. I love this as he just continues with the momentum, bringing the other hand under. So as he twists off, he actually catches it with the other hand.
36 seconds to go. He gets to fling himself at this move once more. Readjusts with the hand, palming, pressing down with the left, and then coming off that crimp. And he's going to say goodbye to us here tonight. Gave it everything, didn't have a lot left. Not the ideal tournament for him. He's left down in 6th. But and a victory lap.
Seems to be a theme throughout this competition that Yannick is showing us how these climbs are done. More powerful style. He is able to.
A little tap onto that starting position. And this time he makes it work completely around, but it gone a little bit too far. A little bit dial here. Yes. Makes it work this time.
Presses up to stop the swing. Not pressing the opposite direction, just pressing up.
High toe. But he's going to drop back down. He's going to try to... No, he's not. I thought for a second he was going to try to campus it. There's the toe in.
That is a risky toe. He is right on the edge of it.
The match in the dish. And now this move to the jib. It's a long way. He doesn't know where it is. He's blind hunting for it. It is not where he thought it was. Last 38 seconds of our World Cup.
Going to go again, not quite the activation, but can he fix it this time? Yes! Holding on with that right hand, nearly killing the swing all the way from the lower hold.
Up with the right, he's got another chance on this. Where is that jib? He comes down hard. And I think he's going to say goodbye. That is your gold medalist, ladies and gentlemen. He has won, and I think he's just realizing it. There it is, the moment we all knew, the audience knew, he didn't know. And the victory lap is confirmed.
What a great moment there.
The audience stand up in appreciation. It was like the biggest, the worst kept secret, but he didn't realize, and now he goes and joins his other competitors. Yannick Fleury has won his first World Cup here tonight in Brixen. Max, silver medal. We'll just check that just to confirm it. Yeah, Max silver medal and Tomoe Narasaki. Yannick shows his presumably bloody finger as Team Germany come and join him down at the front. Alex, everyone there, huge for Team Germany.
Lots and lots of psych there. Everyone knowing how hard.
And Tomoe Narasaki. That is our podium finishes. Tomoe Narasaki awarded the bronze medal. He'll receive that later as he stands with that lovely bouquet of flowers. Max Milne in 2nd place, his 2nd ever final, and is on the podium. Special for him. And a man you've trained with, Darren. You've helped him along the way, and now Yannick Fleury is up there at the top spot.
So deserving. Yannick has been at this level of ability for so long. 1 foot slip in a speed climb from qualifying from Olympics, and now he finally gets to show what he can do.
So, arms raised in the air, celebrating the moment, and there is our top 3. Well, they'll go down to the stage. You're going to go interview them.
Definitely. They want to see who can throw the bouquet the furthest. It's always a competition with these guys.
It's becoming a tradition now.